Can the combo of Monument to Endurance and Artist Talent be the foundation of a control deck in Standard? Let's pretend to be Crim and try to find out. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, we're heading to Aetherdrift Standard to pretend to be Crim, I guess. We're playing some more Monument to Endurance, but this is Grixis Monument Control. So let's talk about this deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see the deck in action. So we are built around Monument to Endurance, and this is a card we played before in the Is It Shark Aggro deck, but today's deck is way different. It's a 3-mana artifact, and when we discard a card, we choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn, of draw a card, create a treasure token, each opponent loses 3 life. So in the Is It Shark deck, it was kind of just like a value play. We were already being aggro and discarding a bunch of cards, so we're like, man, we might as well play Monument because we're discarding stuff. In this deck, though, Monument to Endurance is a finisher. So other key pieces, Crypt Caller Chariot, kind of a backup to Monument. If we discard a card, we get to make a 2/2 tap zombie creature token. Not as good as Monument, but still another card to reward us for drawing and discarding. The other key piece is Artist Talent, and this is really the combo, if you want to call it that, of the deck. So Artist Talent, for 2 mana, gives us an enchantment that says, whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we can discard a card to draw a card. So essentially, if we get Artist Talent and Monument Endurance, any time that we cast a non-creature, we get to discard and draw, which will trigger a Monument of Endurance to draw some more cards or make treasures or drain our opponent out of the game. So what we really want to do with this deck is stick the Artist Talent, stick the Monument of Endurance. We also got Collector's Vault for more repeatable drawing and discarding, but stick those key pieces, and then we just really play the control game. And as we cast our spells and kill our opponent's stuff and counter their stuff, we're also going to loot with the Artist Talent to trigger the Monument of Endurance, and eventually our opponent just dies. And that's the beauty of this deck, is we don't really got to build a ton around Monument of Endurance other than playing the Artist Talent. We just cast all the removal spells and counter spells we want to play anyway, and eventually get extra value and kill our opponent with the Monument. So we do have some removal that also lets us discard, like Harvester of Miseries. We can discard to give something -2/-2. We'll also trigger Monument. We'll also trigger Crypt Caller's Chariot. Broadside Barrage, removal that lets us loot 3 steps ahead, can be a counter, can copy our Monument, or it can loot Ill-Timed Explosion as Sweeper that lets us discard some cards. But really, we don't need our interaction to let us discard cards, because if we have Artist Talent, when we cast a Torch the Tower, or go for the throw, or shoot the Sheriff, or Deadly Cover Up, or Molten Collapse, we also get to draw and discard. So we just kind of play the typical control game and just like kill your stuff. And as we do, our opponent just dies too from the Monument as a bonus. Otherwise, Thundertrap Trainer, our 1 creature, digs to find our combo pieces. Stern Lesson, more drawing and discarding. Also the Power Stone, actually kind of helpful since Monument and Crypt Caller Chariot both artifacts. Mana base, pretty typical Surveil Land, Verges, Pain Lands, basic lands. In the sideboard, a bunch of counters, some Tidebinders for abilities, a bunch more removal, Oil Deep Gear Hulk, Acklezats for some big life linkers, Ghost Vacuum for graveyards. And that is Grixis Monument Control for Standard. That's our deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see if Crim was right all along, and Grixis Control is the place to be in Aetherdrift Standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Much about nothing time. We are playing some Grixis Discard Control, playing some Grixis Monument, and sound looks fine. I mean, Artist Talent, some removal, no Monument, but we're not a deck that like has to have Monument in our opening hand. Well, all right, there's a Monument. Problem solved. Now we have Artist Talent and Monument, which is pretty much what we want. Let's play the Verge, get down Artist Talent. Oh, you getting Spell Pierced? Gee, okay, well, better on that than our Monument, I think. Opponent Island. Fear of missing out. All right, so opponent is they might be like a Monument aggro deck, actually. Discards a Kiora. Well, let's play the land and get on the Monument while we can. Wouldn't mind hitting an untapped land for Ill-Timed Explosion. Inti, okay. Man, if we had the Artist Talent, opponent gets it. Wow, discards. Desperate to hit a land. Do they find one? Inti says no, it's a helping hand. And a tap land. Well, let's play the Undercity Sewers. Keep the land, pass the turn. So I think we just have to take our beats this turn, leave up the counter, and then next turn we can Wrath opponent. Discard. Wow, they have a lot of ways to discard, that's for sure. Grows the Inti, finds a land, hits us down to 11. Come on, come on, more creatures into the Wrath, please. More creatures into the Wrath of, pump fake. Oh, if they have another Spell Pierce, that could actually be an issue. Maybe what we do is 3 steps ahead to make a treasure. Fear of missing out, okay. Draws, I mean, this Wrath should be pretty good. I think they might have a Spell Pierce, it seems possible. Opponent hits a card draw spell. Well, that's 3 steps ahead. Loot. Draw, discard, make a treasure. We got to make sure we can pay for the Spell Pierce. That's the most important thing. Play the Shivan Reef, and let's just ill-timed explosion. Discard the Deadly Cover-Up and the Torch the Tower. Wrath the board, and now I think we draw. And make a treasure. Sweep your board. Draw a oh my god, that's Artist Talent. We're gonna wait on that. We're gonna wait till next turn. We got to shoot the Sheriff if they flare up the Anchorage. And once we get the Artist Talent down, this should go kinda quick. That's one of the things I like about this deck is, yes, it's a control deck, but once we get Talent and Monument going, we actually close out the game pretty efficiently. All right, opponent, what are we doing? Steam Core Scholar, sure. That is a weird detective, although not an outlaw, thankfully. Opponent discards an Oculus. Gonna get back the Oculus. Well, we're gonna have to kill that, unfortunately. Yeah. We don't want that to start manifesting. That would be probably not good for us. Untap. All right, let's just Thunder Trap. Thunder Trap with a baby. Do a little digging. Take the removal. Yeah, let's take the ill-timed explosion. It would be fun to get Chariot going, but I think we just want to keep killing things. All right, opponent gonna get in damage while they can. Fires up the Anchorage. Gets in. Makes a map, hits us. I think we're okay, though. I think we're still good. We're down to 7, but I think we're good. Cracks on the land. Scorching Dragon. Wow, keeps the Scorching Dragonfire. All right, opponent passes. Well, we will lead on the Artist Talent. And torch the tower, the Scholar. Discard a ill-timed explosion. And draw a card. Get in, hit ya. Yeah, let's play Collector's Vault. We're not gonna die this turn. Discard a Collector's Vault. And make a treasure. The treasure making is so powerful because that lets us cast things and then still like leave up the removal if they fire up this Anchorage or whatever. And opponent, it's almost like a lock. We've seen a lot of opponents scooping at like 20 life because once we get our stuff set up, they know that eventually they're going to lose. It might take a while, but eventually they are going to die. Do we want the Oil Deep is the question. When you bring in the Pyroclasm, that seems fine. Someday I want a 3-step set copy of Monument. That would be sweet. Maybe we go 4 Wraths. Let's try that. Bring in 1 Oil Deep. We're actually super close to hitting Mythic, too. I think Monument might be my favorite card from the set. At least it's close. It's close. In the running, at a minimum, for favorite card from Aether Drift. Man, Final Fantasy is going to be so sweet. I don't even like I don't not like Final Fantasy. I've never played Final Fantasy. I don't care about Final Fantasy. And even I think that set looks amazing. It's kind of wild how much more effort, maybe that's time, money, all of those things seem to go into sets like Final Fantasy compared to some of the random like Aether Drifts of the world. A lot of lands, but we don't mind having a lot of lands in our control deck. No removal, that's a sketchier situation, but we have a lot of removal in the deck. Plus Artist Talent, pretty good at digging once we get going. Opponent leads on an island and a Spyglass Siren. Well, let's do some surveilling. You know what? I don't even know if we want, well, man. Yeah, we're actually gonna put Collector's Vault Graveyard. We kind of really just want to hit a removal spell for the early game. We already have Artist Talent, which does something similar, so about it, Battlefield Forge, and Prophetic Memory, that is a good one. That is a good one, opponent. Yeah, now their deck's going to be a lot scarier. Opponent hits us down to 18. There's a deadly cover-up should we get to it eventually. Well, let's play the Artist Talent. Pass the turn. Well, now our opponent needs to do is draw cards, and their creatures are going to get really big. Herbrust Forge, okay. Opponent smacks us down to 15. Yeah, that's an issue. Well, we did draw a removal spell. That's something. We didn't bring in any answers for the Forge, though. We're going to have to somehow be very fast. Yeah, maybe we got to bring in the artifact removal. Opponent makes the door, goes to combat. Well, let's try to kill the Spyglass, discard an island. Draw even more lands. Well, yeah, I guess we discard another island. All right, deck. We actually need some action. Lord of the Third Path. Oh boy, getting worse. Blows up the Artist Talent. Ooh, yeah. Well, there's a monument. Oh, well, I guess we gotta play it. We gotta play it. Play the Thundering Falls. Keep the ill-timed explosion. The problem is none of this stuff gets around the Forge. Like, we can deal with a board. That's not the end of the world. But I'm not sure with this Forge on 3 this turn and the Lauren, I'm not sure we can realistically race the Forge here. Even if we sweep the board, we're still just taking Forge damage. Opponent gonna mill the Fear of Missing Out. And reanimate the Fear of Missing Out. So we're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're actually just dead. We can't beat the Herbrust Forge. All right, so Tidebinder. Tidebinder does kind of answer Forge. We could try to counter it, but I don't really want to bring in a ton of counters. So we can bring in Sky Crash, silly cycling removal. We can bring in Tidebinder maybe. Could even bring in Withering Torment. What are we going to go down? What's actually like actively bad? Withering Torment gets rid of Prophetic Memory. That seems good. Let's go down to 3 steps ahead. Maybe we go on both. Maybe we just go no counter mode. Let's go no counters. I think that's fine. Molten Collapse. Maybe we go 1 Withering Torment. Yeah, maybe we don't Pyroclasm. I don't know how good it is. It doesn't get the FOMO, which is awkward. Yeah, let's try it like that. Just a little bit driven. On game number 3, thankfully, we are going to be on the play. So we got to make sure we don't lose to Herbrust Forge. All right, well, we're not going to lose to Herbrust Forge. I don't know if our deck's going to do anything else, but we have multiple answers for Herbrust Forge. Sadly, Tishana's Tidebinder does not end Prophetic Memory forever. Well, Thundering Falls, do a little surveilling. Yeah, let's go Graveyard. We already have a Stern Lesson. I don't think we need another one. What do we got? Is it card draw, apparently? Ooh, Harvester Miseries. That's actually not bad. Harvester is cute in this deck, since it can kill something, and it also triggers Monument when we discard it. About it. Inspiring Vantage, and a Fear of Missing Out. Yeah, gets to do a little looting. Can't Harvester Misery that, unfortunately. About it passes. Yeah, let's just Shivan Reef go. See what our opponent does. Worst case, we can Stern Lesson. And then we might have to Tishana's Tidebinder this Oculus if they reanimate it. Opponent, Spirebluff Canal, and a Steam Core Scholar. Well, let's just Stern Lesson. Ooh, there's a deadly cover-up. Yeah, let's pitch the Harvester. Yeah, let's pitch the Harvester. Pitch the Harvester for now. Opponent gets the Scholar. Does some drawing, does some discarding. Well, let's play the land. Get down the Collector's Vault. I mean, the biggest question is going to be, do we resolve the Wrath? If we can resolve the Wrath, we're going to be in really nice shape. If we can't resolve the Wrath, things could get scary. Opponent. Down to 14. Wow, just passing? All right, well, that's Collector's Vault. Draw on discard. Untap. Play the land. Let's run out the Thundertrap Trainer. No, baby. Do some... Wow, wow, that is a very unlikely hard whiff. Oh, yeah, Thundertrap Trainer, odds of hitting is very, like, 90-something, like 95% or something absurd, like... Chart of course for our opponent. Yeah, whiffing on that trainer is not ideal. Did they find a Prophetic Memory? Well, I mean, block the FOMO. Down to 12. And you're going to do some helping handing. Well, let's loot. Discard the land. Well, let's see what counter our opponent has. They need to have a hard counter, but if they have a hard counter... we're in trouble. If we have a hard counter, we're almost 100% dead. If they don't have a hard counter, then we're kind of fine. We deadly cover up, get rid of the oculi. Well, play the Verge, and well, I mean, here goes nothing. Deadly cover up. Exile and exile. We can pay for a spell pierce, but we can't get... oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Well, I think we just get rid of the oculi. That is the scariest card. Kiora, wow, they had the No More Lies, but we could pay for it. Let's see the rest of this deck. So 2 Spell Pierces, 2 No More Lies, 2 Propsidetic Memories. Wow, 1 Urbra's Forge. That's unfortunate. We got by the one of fun of. Well, okay. At least we don't have to worry about Oculuses anymore. Pass the turn. Well, now that we know they only have 1 Urbra's Forge, we might just cycle the Sky Crash, actually. Our opponent can reanimate something with their recommission. Okay, opponent gonna draw and discard. We're gonna wait on the Tidebinder because they can No More Lies it right now, but if we wait and do it on the attack trigger, then it should resolve. Worst case, it's gonna counter the trigger, but I think we do. I think we probably do get a little greedy and maybe cycle the Sky Crash. Opponent pitches a couple lands, plays a land. Passing. Well, let's keep on looting. We'll find a monument eventually with Thundertrap Trainer. Well, I guess we can just discard the Sky Crash. Untap. Ooh, there's Artist Talent too. Well, let's play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's play Artist Talent, see what our opponent does. Well, I think we just pay. Get down the Artist Talent, pass the turn. We're definitely going to Tidebind this Kiora, because we can't have it making 8/8s. That's a concern. Opponent goes attacking. Well, all right. Opponent going to No More Lies. Well, we will sack all of our treasures. Stifle the trigger. I actually don't even know if we want to block. I think we just let it go, because if we block, they just reanimate it, and we can chump with the Thundertrap Trainers. Opponent's probably going to reanimate something, like the Fear Missing Out. Oh, gets back the Steam Core Scholar. Okay, that's also pretty good. Draws and discards. Well, I mean, Thundertrap Trainer with a baby. See what we can find. Hopefully some removals. Ooh, okay. There's a Deadly Cover-Up. That's good. And there's a Torch the Tower. That's also good. Let's attack. If our opponent blocks, we're kind of fine with this, actually. Because then we just torch the tower of the Kiora. Taking the beats. So we can torch the tower, sack the Power Stone, get rid of the Scholar, double block the Kiora. I mean, if they have another way to reanimate it, then I guess they have another way to reanimate it. Down to 6. Well, let's keep on looting. Make a treasure. Discard the land. And yeah, let's torch the tower. Sack a Power Stone. Okay, opponent's going to bounce it back to their hand. That's fine. We're not going to discard. We're going to hold on to our Deadly Cover-Up. Stern Lesson's pretty good. Well, go to combat again. Yeah. What we really need, though, is a monument. That's what we're missing. So let's level up. Let's Stern Lesson. No looting. Discard the theater. And pass the turn. I mean, we found more removal. I guess we can just keep killing stuff and try to win with Tishana's Tidebinder opponent. Gonna draw some cards with the Weird Detective. I do like Propsidetic Memory. That card is a really good card. Opponent discards a Spell Pierce. I think that Sadly Cover-Up is giving them a hard time. They know that if they just flood the board with stuff, they just get wrathed anyway. So I imagine that might be what our opponent's thinking about. We just need to find a monument. We've gotten almost halfway through our deck without finding one. Opponent's gonna go after the Artist Talent. Sure, that is acceptable. Artist Talent's really good, but well, we really want some monument. Well, let's discard. Shoot the Sheriff. Well, even more removal. All right, let's... I mean, I guess we're just stuck on this Tishana Tidebinder beat plan, which maybe actually kind of works. Get in, hit you, pass. We'll find a monument eventually. Lure into the third path. Oh, that's going to hit our collector's vault. All right, well, let's loot. All right, going to keep the monument. Discard the deadly cover-up. Opponent's at 11. It doesn't take that much for us to kill them from here. We'll see how much more artifact destruction they have. There's a go for the throw. Well, monument, step 1. And barrage the Lauren. Discard the land. Trigger the monument. Draw a card. Opponent down to 8. Pass the turn. Oh, 3 monument triggers. Once we get ready to deal damage, Steam Core Scholar for our opponent. I mean, we just have so much removal. we just kill everything our opponent does. About it. Spell Pierce discarded. There's the fear of missing out. Sure. Discards and draws. Well, let's get rid of the Steam Core Scholar. Untap. Whoo, that's an artist talent. That is an artist talent. The only issue we have right now is we don't have a card to discard to the artist talent. So we can't actually trigger the monument. All right, opponent's gonna block. Sure. Well, let's level her up. And you know what? Let's level her up. Not doing anything else with this mana. Let's make a fully powered artist talent and see what our opponent finds. Oh, we're so close. There's a Props Identic Memory. That is a good one. Opponent gonna draw some cards. If they find ways to remove the monument, or even the artist talent, it gets a little sketchy. Really close game. Or maybe that's just how it feels to play Control. Maybe it's always a really close game. Opponent, fear of missing out. Gonna draw and discard. Wow, discards another FOMO. What are they holding? Opponent. Grows the fear of missing out. Well, okay. We draw. Ooh, ill-timed explosion. That is good. Ill-timed explosion. We will not discard. Play another monument. Discard the land. Draw a card. And now this should be game, I think. Because now we can go for the throat the fear missing out. Opponent, gonna bounce off. Doesn't really matter. We still get all of our triggers, which is an important thing. Discard the land. And drain you. And drain you. And stop on your upkeep. And upkeep, torment, the Props Identic Memory. And discard a torch the tower. And drain ya. And that is monument power. That was a really close, interesting match, but in the end, the monument gets it done. Sweet, sweet. Oh, this hand is literally everything we want as long as we draw land. We got the artist talent. We got the monument. I don't think we can do it, though. It's too greedy. Well, we found our lands. I will give this hand that. I mean, I guess we're going to keep this, although, honestly, I think I like the one-lander better. I think, honestly, I would rather... Okay, Stern Lesson's good. That is good. As long as our opponent's not too aggro. Opponent. Botanicals. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, about as aggro as you can be. Well, land go. Venerated Rot Priest. Oh, no. Opponent, land in. Mockingbird to copy the Rot Priest. So opponent's just playing like the Rot Priest meme deck. I see. I see. Well, this is going to be tough. So mulligan to a Rot Priest and hope for the best. Down to 17. Well, let's Stern Lesson. So if our opponent doesn't have a Rot Priest, I assume their deck doesn't do anything. So all we really need to do is try to make sure to kill the Rot Priest. But this game, it's a little bit too late because our opponent already has done so much. We'll play the Underground River and... yeah, I mean, I guess we pass. Untaps. Gonna go to combat, gonna get in, hit us. So I think at some point we want to just start targeting their stuff just to see how much protection they're playing. Barring a miracle, I think we've already lost this game. Like, the miracle would be drawing a Wrath and resolving it. And our opponent not having protection somehow. Well, let's turn lesson. Do some more drawing. Monument's gonna be too slow, though. Well, I mean, that is a Wrath. Discard the land. Play the land. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just go for it. Deadly cover-up. Sure. We will collect some evidence. My hope of this working is about 0%. If it's Spell Pierce, though, we can pay with our Power Stones. Opponent Spell Pierce. Well, we will pay with our power stones. Wow! Okay. Life suddenly became great. We went from the worst life to actually a pretty good life. We do gotta be worried about all of our opponents. Oh boy. Okay, so we gotta be worried about our opponent proliferating us to death. We're at 5, but our opponent's hand is not very good. I mean, I guess they can Murex to start making tokens. Jawbone Duelist. Okay, that's kind of better. Opponent passes. Well, we will. Boy, play a land. Play a monument. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw and discard with the 3 steps ahead to try to hit a removal out. Try to hit a removal spell for the Jawbone Duelist. Pound at combat. Attacks. Well, 3 steps ahead. Draw and discard. See if our opponent bounces a monument. All right, opponent is gonna bounce the monument. Up to 6 poison. We whiff. Well, discard the tap land. Oh, so we go to 8? Yeah, now we're in danger of just getting proliferated out. Yeah, up to 8 poison. 9 poison from the Serum Snare. Well, there's a go for the throat. Well, I mean, let's kill the Duelist. Opponent's gonna bounce the Duelist. Well, let's Thunder Trap Trainer. Grab a Torch the Tower. Replay the Monument. Play the land past the turd. Oh boy, okay. Oh, we need to not take another poison ever, which is gonna be tough. Because a single proliferate kills us. Although we did get through both of the Snurm Snares that we knew about. We technically have a blocker. We can kill the Duelist. Now we kind of need ways to draw and discard too, opponent. Jawbone Duelist. Well, I mean, kill the Duelist. Untap. Oh boy, all right. Monument to Endurance. Crib Caller's Chariot. Go. Oh, if we can discard anything, this hand's gonna pop off. But right now we can't, and we're 1 poison away from death. Oh, this is so close. Opponent land, okay. That doesn't kill us. Opponent passes. Deadly Cover Up, okay. Pass the turn. Now we're in danger of losing to Murex. Yeah, opponent. Gonna make a might. And untaps and draws. They have so much time to draw Proliferate effect. Opponent gonna go attack. Okay, we will block it. Opponent gonna pump. Another Murex, and that actually kills us. Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, we know what our opponent's up to, and we know that all we really need to do is keep their random dorks off the battlefield, and we should be fine. So we'll go down to Crib Caller's Chariot. We're gonna 1 Deadly Cover Up, a 3 steps ahead, and just run it like that. Well, I mean, so the challenge is, if our opponent plays Venerated Rot Priest, we just need to kill it. And if we kill it, then their deck doesn't do anything. So it's kind of as simple as that. If they stick a Rot Priest and get us up to like 5 or 7 poison, then we're going to lose. If we just kill the Rot Priest on turn 1, then they probably can't get us to 5 or 7 poison, and then we win. So that's the matchup. That is the game. I would be surprised if they can beat us without a Rot Priest. I wonder what would happen if we kept the 1-lander. I actually kind of regret mulliging that 1-lander that was just all the action. All right, we'll keep this. Opponent aggressively mulliting to try to find a Rot Priest. I mean, this hand has multiple removal spells, though. Well, land, go. Opponent, land, passes. Well, land, go. Opponent, Venerated Rot Priest, but they were waiting a turn to try to leave up Spell Pierce. Crawling Chorus. Well, let's untap. Let's play the Verge. You know, well, they probably have Spell Pierce. Let's pass, see what happens. Opponent, land, and combat, and gonna get in for 1. 1 is fine. Jawbone Duelist. Well, okay, let's Stern Scolding. Discard the Thundering Falls. So we need to start killing things. So I think step 1, torch the Tower of the Duelist. All right, Duelist down. I think we just play the Thunder Trap Trainer. Seems kind of good here. Actually, pretty good blocker of the Crawling Chorus. And, well, we'll take an ill-timed Explosion. Yeah, this is going way better. We're only at 1 poison now. Last game we were like at 5 or something by this point. So we're doing much, much better. I mean, that's the difference of having a Rot Priest, right? Rot Priest is just so good in Toxic. And apparently a 1-2. Good, pretty good blocker. It blocks pretty much everything. Opponent going to Mockingbird the Thundertrap Trader. Okay, that is legal. And finds a Spell Pierce. Well, we can play around that. Let's play a land. 1, 2, 3. Play a Monument of Endurance. Oh, they don't have any colored mana? All right, well, in that case, let's play 2 Monuments of Endurance. And pass turn. Let the games begin, opponent. Why do they get a fancy Thundertrap Trainer when they copied our not fancy an opponent? No Rot Priest scoops it up. So turn 1, I think we got a mulligan it. Okay, there's a Torch to the Tower. That's what we were looking for. We will put one of the Surveillance to the bottom. All right, this is fine. So if our opponent just slams a turn 1 Rot Priest, which they don't, at least we have the Torch to the Tower to answer it. Opponent does a little surveilling. Well, we will surveil you back and mill the surveil in. We also got Collector Vault Monument if we can get to that point. Opponent, Botanical Sanctum. And Jawbone Duelist. Well, let's... Yeah, I mean, we gotta kill it. Let's Torch the Tower. Play the Verge, pass the turn. Well, we're out of removal. No more threats, maybe? Opponent, land, and hold. No Rot Priest. Okay, Crawling Chorus. Well, I mean, let's play the land and run out a Artist Talent. If our opponent Spell Pierce it, we gotta back up. I think we're actually kind of hoping they Spell Pierce it. All right, opponent, let's it go. Well, pass the turn. Mirix, and gets in for 1. And, all right, Mockingbird the Crawling Chorus. The clock is increasing. Well, play the land. Well, let's level up. Play a Collector's Vault. Loot away the Artist Talent. All right, there's a Spell Pierce. Well, pass the turn. Opponent's down to 2 cards in hand, but we are about to go up to 3 poison here, which is kind of scary. We need some removals. Opponent, all right, gonna bounce and proliferate. Try to slow things down a bit. Opponent gets in for 2. Up to 4. There's a Tidebinder, which kind of does something. Let's replay Artist Talent. Opponent, all right. Gonna Mirix. We're gonna Tidebind it. So this gives us a blocker for the ground creature at least. The Crawling Choruses are kind of annoying because they do survive a sweeper with the mites. Maybe they can beat us without a Rot Priest if they're on the play. I mean, we're still only at 4. We're about to go up to 5 though. Opponent gets in, it's us. Up to 5. Jawbone Duelist. Let's play a Monument. Loot away the Stern Lesson. Thundertrap Trainer. Do a little digging. There's the Deadly Cover-Up. Pass the turn. This is a scary turn, though, if they have bounce here. If they can hit us with a Jawbone Duelist, we're pretty poisoned. Opponent. Gonna bounce Tidebinder. Well, all right. Down to 1 card in hand temporarily. If they can kill the Thundertrap Trainer, we die on the spot. And even if they can't, oh, that's actually a brutal top deck. Opponent. Top deck's a Seed Core. And this actually puts us to dead through the Deadly Cover-Up. So I believe that's just game. I think our opponent did enough. Wow, Fade from History. Okay. So if we Wrath, we die. We gotta pass. That's the only option. Gonna draw 2 cards. So we block here. Kill the Jawbone Duelist. Looting into another removal spell would be the most helpful. Oh, if they have... No, all right. Opponent has a protection spell. Yep. Wow! Janked out by Toxic. All right, well, I guess even Monument can't win them all. Grixis Monument Control. Full on Crim mode. Well, let's start with a Surveillant, yeah. Do we want a second Artist Talent? I mean, you know what? Let's keep it. You know what? Opponent. Sulphur Springs. And Deep Cavern Bat. Well, I assume they're going to take the Molten Collapse, because if they don't, then we can just kill the bat. Yeah, opponent's going to take the removal spell. Well, play the land. Actually, play the Verge. Get down the Artist Talent, pass the turn. I mean, we should find some removal for the bat eventually. We have a lot of removal in our deck. Opponent hits us down to 19. Passes. Okay, there's a Torch to the Tower. Let's play a Verge. Let's play the Collector's Vault. Loot away the Thundering Falls. I mean, now we're in dig for monument mode. Pass the turn, and we'll probably end up killing this bat, I assume. Wow, opponent, no demo field. It's a lot of colorless mana. We have enough basics that it doesn't absolutely wreck us. Opponent gets in. Yeah, we can take another one. They don't have mana for Kaido or something, so. Unholy Annex. Well, okay. Now I guess we will get rid of the bat. No looting this turn. Get back the Molten Collapse. Opponent gets to start drawing. We draw land. Let's play Underground River. Let's level up Artist Talent. Play a second Artist Talent. Oh, do we just keep everything? Yeah, let's just keep everything. I mean, if we ever find a monument, we are set up to really pop off. Opponent, Liliana the Veil. Well, thankfully, we can just kill that with Molten Collapse. Opponent's taken up. Well, now we're going to pitch the land anyway. Opponent gets to draw a card down to 15. Play a Thundertrap Trainer. Do a little digging. Ooh, Crypt Caller Chariot. Yeah, let's take the Chariot. And get rid of the Liliana. Discard the land, draw a card. And up. Opponent sees what's happening and scoops it up. And man, we never get to pop off with the Chariot, unfortunately. Because by the time we get to the pop-off stage of the game, our opponent's already dead. But that was a Chariot win. That was a straight-up Crypt Caller Chariot. Our opponent saw it coming. 2 Artist Talents Crypt Caller's Chariot. That's a lot of zombies. That's a lot of zombies. So opponent's playing Rakdos, I guess? I mean, let's bring in Aclazotz. Let's bring Oil Deep. Go down. Maybe like 1 Deadly Cover Up. Can we cut more removal? Is it worth it? So we have 4 Sweepers. Maybe Harvester Misery. The Tidebinder could also be good. Maybe we sneak in 1 Tidebinder and go down. Yeah, let's go 1 Chariot. Maybe that's the other reason we never pop up with Chariot is we only have 2, and then sometimes we sideboard 1 out anyway. So we're on the draw. This hand, seems fine. Reasonable. We'll keep it. Opponent, Black Leaf Glyphs. Well, let's just start on the Verge. Go. Opponent, land. Well, let's play the island, and I guess we start our Thundertrap training. And we're going to take the Monument. That's a card we never got down last game. All right, opponent. Do you have a duress? Because once this Monument comes down, life becomes a little challenging. Opponent has an Unholy Annex. That's fine. I'll play the land, and we're going to get down this Monument while we can. Get in hit ya. Well, now we want the Artist Talent to go with it. Opponent, tap land. And, whew, that's a lot of Unholy Annexes. All right, opponent's going to draw a lot of cards. That much is for certain. Now, play the Verge. Get in for 1. Well, now I think we got to sit on our 3 steps ahead. We'll just let that resolve and shoot the Sheriff, the Archfiend. I think our goal is to let our opponent die to their own Unholy Annexes. I don't know how realistic that is, but we're going to see. Opponent's down to 8. Down to 7 with a Thundertrap Trainer. Another Monument. We'll play the land. Get in, hit ya. Opponent down to 7. Oh, the thing is they can turn this on to make a demon that way. So I think what we do, let's play another Thundertrap. Do some digging. Take a Broadside Barrage. Play another Monument. All right, so I think the idea is let our opponent do what they want with their demons and try to just Monument them out because they're going to turn this on so they can start gaining life. So opponent goes up to... The bad news for our opponent is we have double Monument now. Raucous Theater. Wow, opponent just takes it down to 9. Let's... I think we just win, right? So we can Broadside Barrage. Broadside Barrage, hit the demon. Discard the Aclazotz. Make a treasure. Drain you. Play the Surveil land. Stop on your upkeep. 3 steps ahead. Do a little looting. Double trigger the monuments. You have removal. Okay. Opponent does not discard a Artist Talent. And drain ya. Drain ya. Monument power. Oh, Monument's so good. It's so good. Oh, that felt so good. And that's the Thundertrap Trainer Monument Grixis. And all the unholy annexes in the world, apparently not as good as a single Monument of Endurance. Sweet. We are playing some Grixis Monument Control. Basically, editor, dye my hair blue. And yeah, we're crimming. We're crim this week. I mean, 2 monuments. We're gonna keep this. Hopefully, we draw some things to go with the monuments, because just monuments not actually that helpful. Hello to you, Onslaught. Please don't be playing aggro. Oh, aggro. Forsaken Miner. Okay. Oh my god, that's even more lands. Okay. Okay, let's ease off on the land stack. Maybe some stuff that lets us discard. About it gets into the Forsaken Miner, and case they're a skeleton aggro deck. Well, go for the throat can at least kill something. Whenever you control no suspect skeletons, whenever you can combine, pay 1, return Graveyard to the battlefield. Well, I mean, let's just play the Verge and play the Monument, I guess. We're gonna take our beats. We're gonna need to draw a sweeper, I think. Yeah, nice skeletons. What do we got to say about that? Greatness at any cost. Nah. Emotes. I should not be allowed to have emotes. Ponet gets in with the case of the stashed skeleton. Yes! Okay, that's a draw. That is a draw. Can we wait another turn? How greedy is that? It's insanely greedy to take 6 down to 8. But then we get another monument and we double trigger both of them. Yeah, I think we gotta go. We gotta do it. It would be so nice to wait, but let's ill-timed explosion. We will discard 2 cards, which will be a Shivan Reef. I guess it's got to be a go for the throat. Yeah, okay. I would like to discard 2 lands, but we need to clear the board. We will draw a card and make a treasure. And sweep your board. Not bad for 4 mana. More Shivan Reefs. At least we got this Artist Talent. This Artist Talent's going to help. Opponent. Corpses of the Lost. That is a good one. Found it. Gonna get in for 3. Hits us down to 11. And a Surveil. Oh, it's gonna be close. This is gonna be close. They get to sell their cases too, so they can start demonic tutoring. Torch the Tower is not the worst. So let's play the Artist Talent. Play the Verge. Monument. Loot away a land. And make a treasure. And we'll just pass the turn. Pay no mind, opponent. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad is about to happen to you, opponent. Case of the stashed skeleton. Well, we will torch the tower. Get rid of the skeleton. Discard the land. Draw a card. Yes, Monument's so sweet. And make a treasure. And then we will pitch the Harvester of Miseries. Make a... Actually, should we start killing them? Yeah, let's drain you, draw a card. Oh no, all lands. Oh, that's actually bad. Okay. We just need anything to trigger the Artist Talent, but opponent gonna go tutoring. Any spell, literally any spell. We do not care what the spell is, especially. We just need anything to trigger Artist Talent, to trigger our monuments. Any non-land. Any non-land in our deck is a good draw here. Any land is a bad draw. The treasure just leads to such explosive turns. Like, we're pretty much tapped out, and just like being able to cast a spell, make 2 treasures, to cast another removal spell, to make more. It's so snowbally. Opponent picks up the corpses. Well, that works. Artist Talent does work. So we will play another Artist Talent. Discard a land. Draw a card. And draw a card. And let's just Thundering Falls. Gonna keep the barrage. Pass it. So I think we're gonna counter the corpses. Opponent land. And yeah, 3 steps ahead. Counter that. But it's way better than that, because we can discard the land, draw a card, drain you, and make a treasure. And we will discard this Molten Collapse. Oh, triple monument. Draw a card and drain you. 3 monuments. Tiny boats. Tiny boats is sweet, but you know what's sweeter? Even more monuments. Monument will discard a deadly cover-up. And opponent. Monument's so good. It's so good. My goodness. Oh, favorite card in the set. It is, I think it is officially now. Well, Radiant Lotus is pretty cool, but discounting maybe Radiant Lotus. Okay, second favorite card in the set. Let's go with that. But this card is so sweet. I guess we just bring in the Pyroclasm, the big life linkers, go down. Deadly Cover-Up is good. It might be a little slow. The other issue is, well, let's go down the Molten Collapse. Let's go down one Crypt Caller's Chariot. I will say Crypt Caller's Chariot, it might not actually be super necessary. The deck seems to be performing pretty well, but it's so far mostly just been discard fodder to trigger Monument. Do we go 3? Maybe we go 2 Deadly Cover-Ups. Deadly Cover-Up is really good. Having a sweeper is really nice, but 5 mana is a lot with our opponent being on the play. Let's try it like that. Unfortunately, I can't think of a way to compare it to Panamonicon. I want to call it Discard Monicon, but that literally is not what it is, so... Ooh, alright, yeah, well, in that case. So that's you're going to give us untap mana. Let's just get rid of this Forsaken Miner forever. Torch the Tower is a pretty good Magic card. It's not bad. Not a bad little removal spell. Yeah, let's get down to tap land. Yeah, we'll keep the Thunder Trap Trainer. This does mean we don't get to keep up the Shoot the Sheriff. Hopeless Nightmare. We will discard a island. Well, let's do some training. No baby, unfortunately. Take a... Yeah, I guess we take a 3-Steps Ed. 3-Steps Ed basically does... Ooh, Oil Deep Gearhulk. 3-Steps Ed basically does what Stern Lesson does, except it also can be a counter spell. Oh, they're a sack deck. Disturbing Mersac. The hope was... Alright, alright. Are we going to see some Mean Girl action? No, we saw skeletons. Skeleton sack? That is a cool way to build skeletons. Disturbing Mirth, speaking of good cards, and also disturbing art. Duskmourn was cool. I really like Duskmourn. I feel like we need more disturbing art in Magic. Well, alright. Sideboard tech assembled. Oil Deep Gearhulk. And take a peek. Oh, it's a... Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay, Braids... Finale of Vengeance. Well, This dies to shoot the Sheriff. This dies to shoot the Sheriff. Well, I guess we just take this Vengeance. Yeah, let's take the Vengeance to try to keep our Oil Deep alive. And yeah, I guess we get in for 1. This does mean we got to beat an Urbra's Forge, which we don't actually have a removal spell for, I don't think. But if we're actually gaining for a turn, that's kind of fine. Hopeless Nightmare. Well, I guess it's Pyroclasm. Sack, 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 Viper. I mean, this is fine. So opponent gets the Manifest Red. I mean, we have the removal spell for this, so the Viper doesn't just beat us. We actually kind of want to draw an untapped land so we can leave up this to counter... yeah, we'll take 4. To counter the Forge? Ah, that works. All right, so now we get to shoot the Sheriff, kill the Viper. Get in with Oil Deep. Y'all, this worked out. This worked out absolutely perfectly. Now we get to get in with Oil Deep. Hit ya. Go back up to 14. And now we don't lose to the Urbra's Forge because we have 3 steps ahead. Sure. You may Spiteful Hexmage. The question is it worth spending a counter on Disturbing Mirth? Hopefully this isn't some horrible surprise. We will take it. Down to 12. You know what? We're just going to counter it. I think we just counter it. I think it's worth it. And then, ooh, tap land. Well, play the Thundering Falls. Surveil. Keep the Stern Lesson. Gain back some life. And make 2 of them? You know what? I think we just play it, actually. Let's just play it. Grab a Stern Lesson. I think because we know we have the Stern Lesson on top, I think it's worth it. Because we can play the Trainer and get the Stern Lesson and immediately cast it. Opponent, gonna do some braidsing. The Oil Deep Gearhulk has been as good as we hoped. It is doing exactly what we were hoping it would do. Opponent gets it, hits us down to 14. Well, let's Stern Lesson. We'll keep the Deadly Cover-Up just in case. We don't even really want to cast it yet. Because we kind of want to win with this Oil Deep, but, well, we'll see. Ooh, Chariot. Well, let's go to combat. Opponent's gonna double block. So I think we just kill the Braids. And all right, we're going to see. We're going to see if it's Chariot's time to win us a game. Get down the Chariot. Please no Hopeless Nightmare. We really want to hold on to this deadly cover-up. Hopefully they just play the Forge this turn. All right, there's the Forge. I mean, the other thing is if they attack, we can crew the Chariot to have a good blocker. Wow, all right. Well, I mean, crew... Go for the Throat doesn't get it. This should work, right? Crew the Chariot. Block the Hex Mage. I guess they could have their silly sack removal. Final Vengeance. Well, I mean... Hit you for 5? Maybe Crypt Caller Chariot is just good as a vehicle. Even without the static. Maybe just a 5/5 Menace is good. Hit you. Found it. Down to 5. We are so close. We need one more Crypt Caller Chariot attack. A single Crypt Caller Chariot attack. Opponent plays a land. And also our opponent's top 2,000. About it. Land. Or land. Urbra Sports. They did play land. Down to 11. So they can make a fish with Fountain Port. All right, another Rotten Mouth. Oh, wait. I think this is game. This should be game, right? So we will just lose 4. Because the Crypt Caller Chariot has Menace. So untap, whack those odds 2. Kill the Viper. And opponent scoops it up. And Grixis Control. Maybe Crim has been right all along. Maybe Crim was right all along and I just never realized it. Grixis Control. Man, we still didn't make a zombie. Although that was actually a Chariot win. Like, Chariot beating down as a 5/5 Menace was why we won that game. So, sweet. Much more about nothing time. We are playing some Grixis Monument. And, ooh, Grixis Monument Control. It sounds like pretty good. Got a Monument. A little light on early game removal, but we got some loot in. I mean, as long as we can stay alive, Collector's Vault Monument will win us this game. That's the power of Monument. Well, let's just Thundering Falls, do a little surveilling. Yeah, we'll keep the Verge. We have this Thundertrap Trainer that can dig for removal anyway. Opponent Plains. Yeah, let's just get down the Trainer, I think. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's play the Trainer. Play the Trainer, go digging. See what we can see, like, whew, I mean, all right. We're going to be greedy and pass up our early game removal and take an Artist Talent, because Artist Talent also really good with Monument. Well, play the land, and I think we just get the Monument down. Get in, hit ya. Hopefully it lives. If it does, we can start protecting it with 3 steps ahead. Opponent Plains and Caretaker's Talent. Really? Okay, sure. Opponent, gonna kill the Thundertrap Trainer and pass. Well, that's Undercity Sewers. Harvesta of Misery. All right, we actually just kind of want to hit lands and such. Let's put it to the graveyard. Pass turn. Gonna leave up the 3 steps ahead this turn. We can't play and activate Collector's Vault anyway. Opponent, land. Biza. Oh, that's kind of cute. They get the life off of it. Do we care about this? Not really. Not enough to spend a counter on it. Sure. Biza away, friend. Opponent gets to draw a card. Gets and hits us. You know what? Let's just loot. Whatever. Actually, you know what? Let's not. That's too greedy. Let's pass. Let's pass. Shoot the Sheriff. Let's play the Artist Talent. Step 1. Shoot the Sheriff. Discard Deadly Cover-Up, draw a land. Okay, there's a land, and we'll make a treasure. Play the land. The upside of holding on to the 3 steps ahead, we're going to keep that Monument. Upside of holding on to 3 steps ahead is we can theoretically use it to copy the Monument. Fountain Port for our opponent, and an Enduring Innocence. And opponent gets in for 1. Sure. Down to 20. But this is where things start to get good for us, because we get to play another Monument. Oh man, I don't want to discard anything, but I need to discard. Yeah. All right, we're gonna start Collector's Vault. We already have access to the Artist Talent, so hopefully. Ooh. All right, we already have access to 2 Artist Talents, which is insane. Now let's play the Artist Talent. Discard the 3 steps ahead. Draw 3 steps ahead. Make a treasure and draw a card. Oh, triple Artist Talent. Okay, we'll just get past turn. Don't worry about it, opponent. You're good. It's all good, friend. It's all good. Opponent. So I want to kill this Enduring Innocence, but I want to trigger my monuments more. So we're going to let our opponent draw a card off their rabbit. We're not in a rush. Mono white tokens not going to kill us especially quickly. So we don't have to be in a rush. What we really, really want to, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we really want to do is like max out of 3 steps ahead, encounter something, and draw and copy the monument, which is like the full dream. Opponent hits us down to 16. Now let's torch the tower, Enduring Innocence. Discard the Artist Talent. Draw a card. Draw a card. Well, there's a Collector's Vault. Discard the Mountain. And make a treasure. Make a treasure. Like I said before with this deck, we don't really have to rush with the monuments. I think when we first get our monuments, it's usually best just to like generate value. And then eventually we shift gears into kill you mode. Let's actually level up one of these. Level up an Artist Talent. Play a 1 mana Collector's Vault. Discard the Molten Collapse. Draw a card. Draw a card. Discard an Underground River. Make a treasure, make a treasure. Play the land, and you know what? Let's play the monument. Play the monument. Discard the land. Monument number 3. Oh, there's a Wrath too. Drain you. Okay, now we're gonna start killing you, I guess. An opponent. Monument Prison. Like, people just can't beat it. They just can't beat it. Well, we're gonna bring in negates. We're gonna bring in maybe Disdainful Strokes. Basically, I assume our opponent's gonna bring in a bunch of ways. Maybe not Disdainful Strokes. I assume our opponent's gonna bring in a bunch of ways to kill our artifacts and enchantments. So we want to have negates to deal with things that can kill artifacts and enchantments. One of the nice things about this deck is we don't especially care about Sunfall. Like, Sunfall away, friend. Sunfall away. Do your worst. I think the Withering Torment is probably worth it, though. Withering Torment to get rid of Caretaker's Talent, maybe. This deck actually feels pretty good. I'm becoming Crim. It's my worst nightmare. I'm becoming Crim. Give me some stacks. Oh, all right. Well, I mean, we have both of our payoffs, including the Chariot, which I really want to make a bunch of zombies with Chariot just to see if it's possible. Opponent. Sunken Citadel. Well, let's just play a Shivan Reef. Go. Plains for our opponent. Well, let's Verge. Go. Plains for our opponent. Enduring Innocence. Yup, that resolves. Well, play the land, and we're going to go for it. Get on the monument. Live? No removal? No removal one time? Stone Brain. Okay, so they can Stone Brain us, but they can't Stone Brain away the monument that's on the battlefield. They can take the rest of them. I assume that's got it, yeah. Whew, I'm glad we got one down. And, more importantly, backup plan. It's Crypt Caller Chariot's time. It's finally Crypt Caller Chariot's time, about it. Gets in with Enduring Innocence. It's us. Well, let's play the Artist Talent. Ouch. And play a Mountain. Pass the turn. Combo assembled-ish. Opponent Plains. Gets and hits us. Yeah. Actually, do we have to let this go? I think we let this go. That sounds weird, but I think that protecting the monument is the most important thing. Let's play an island. Actually, I think we need to play the Verge. Let's play the Verge. Let's play another Artist Talent. Discard the island. Draw a card. And make a treasure. And then level up the Artist Talent. And pass the turn. So now we can still negate. And the Artist Talent means we can Crypt Caller's Chariot and Stern Lesson next turn. Caretaker's Talent. Certainly. Once our opponent finds a token, they're going to draw a lot of cards. Opponent passes, who Torch the Tower is not the worst. So, let's Crypt Caller's Chariot. Decline. Decline. Play the Verge. And now the real fun. Stern Lesson. We will discard the Torch the Tower. We will draw a card. We will make a zombie. Zombie's coming. We will discard a card. we will make a treasure and a zombie, and then we'll discard a card. There's all of our 3 steps ahead. We will make you lose some life and make a zombie, and we'll just pass the turn. Oh yes, we did it. We finally got the Grip Caller's chariot to pop off, don't it? More stone braiding. Sure. Like, all of our important pieces are on the battlefield. I guess they can name negate, although here's what's gonna let me give you a prediction. Our opponent's gonna name negate because they want to resolve something to kill the monument. They're gonna see we have 2-3 steps ahead in hand, and they're gonna scoop. That is my prediction. Let's see if it comes true. I feel like they're using this like a thought seize to get rid of the negate. Yeah, okay. Step 1 achieved. We nailed that. I saw that one coming. That our opponent constructed a plan to get around the negate and realized that the plan was not going to work because of the 3 steps ahead. This deck is actually awesome. Oh, I'm turning into Crim, and I guess I kind of love it. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Grixis Monument Control in Standard? Was Crim right all along? And it turns out that maybe he was. If we look at our record for the deck, pull up our untapped.gg, we'll see we went 6-3 with the deck, all at Mythic. So pretty good record in a pretty high ranking with a pretty sweet brew. And I gotta say, I was once again blown away at just how strong Monument to Endurance was. The way it plays in this deck is so different than the Shark deck, but it's still incredibly powerful. So if you watch the games, you'll know that how it mostly plays is we play a Monument, and in the first few turns, we just kind of generate value, right? We're drawing extra cards, we're making extra mana with treasures, and then eventually, because we see so many cards, we're gonna find multiple Monuments, and once we get to that point, it becomes pretty trivial to actually close out the game. We usually kill our opponent super quickly. The other thing is, once we get going, Monument generates so much value, especially if we have Artist Talent, the other key piece to all this, but we generate so much value, we see so many cards, that we get to the point where we're just maxing out Monument each turn. We're making a treasure, we're drawing a card, and we're draining our opponent. And the beauty of this is, outside of playing Artist Talent, which honestly is not a bad card, is like filtering plus ramp, but outside of playing Artist Talent, we don't really have to build around Monument to Endurance all that much, because with Artist Talent to be able to let us loot whenever we play an on-creature spell, we can just play a bunch of good removal, a bunch of good sweepers, and know that our opponent's going to die as we just do what we want to do with a control deck anyway. So I think that Monument, as a finisher in a control deck, might actually be really powerful and might have some untapped potential. But this deck, if you like control, you like killing things, and you just like Monument, because that card, man, it might be my favorite card from Ether Drift. The card is so cool. But if you like Monument to Endurance, keep control in mind, because it actually works surprisingly well. But anyway, that's Grixis Monument Control. That's our deck for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.